Quest Audiobooks presents an unabridged recording of Candles and Roses, D.I. Alec McKay, Book 1 by Alex Walters, narrated by David McCallion. Chapter 1. It was starting to rain and she was feeling well and truly pissed off. Where the bloody hell was the cab? She should have waited inside. She could always have locked up the bar herself if Josh was so keen to get off. But she knew Josh wasn't comfortable leaving her with the keys. It wasn't that he doubted her honesty, or so he said. It was just that the owners had given him the responsibility and, well, you know. Yeah, she knew. Josh was the manager, and he wanted everyone to be clear about that. Well, fair enough. If anything went wrong, it would be Josh's arse on the line, and not hers. So she'd agreed to wait out here so Josh could bugger off home. And she hadn't realised that her phone was out of battery. Now she was locked out on the street with a dead phone and no sign of the sodding taxi she'd ordered. A perfect end to a perfect bloody day. She didn't even know for sure what time it was. Long after midnight now, obviously. She'd called from the bar before leaving and been told the car was 10 minutes away max. How long ago had that been? A lot more than 10 minutes anyway. The road was almost deserted at this time of the night, and she peered hopefully at every passing car. There were several cabs, but no sign of the familiar logo of the company she always used when she was working the late shift. Christ, she ought to be a favoured customer by now, not just another punter to leave standing in the pouring rain. She contemplated walking home, but it was nearly a mile, and the rain was coming harder. In any case, the reason she always booked a taxi was because she hated walking home at this time of night. Unless she took a lengthy detour, the route took her through a largely unlit stretch of parkland. She'd heard from one of the other girls that a year or two before there'd been a spate of sexual assaults in the area. She didn't know how much truth there was in that, but it was enough to make her cautious. She'd decided early on that if she was working late, she could justify the expense of a taxi home, even though it would eat into her already small earnings. That was, of course, as long as the bloody taxi turned up. For the moment at least she was dry, sheltered under the bar's garish front awning. But it was bloody cold. This was supposed to be the start of summer, but after a few misleadingly bright days in early May, they'd had nothing but grey skies and rain for weeks. She'd caught the TV weather forecast that morning. Back up north, in the place that, even after everything that had happened, she still somehow thought of as home, they were having some of their best early summer weather in years.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?